What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Juice, man.
You got a lot of energy today.
And we're back. We got the freaking Ram 2500 Power Wagon holding the on-air sign. Got the new AFTCO sticker on the back
Oh,
of the
yeah. You like
computer.
that? Like the little touch right there?
That's sick. That's sick.
You know, we do have, according to Bailey, the coolest
Oh, yeah.
studio.
Yeah, if y'all didn't see that, we did do that. I guess we haven't been in the studio. We did do it live after
We did
that.
a live after that.
We haven't been back in studio together.
No. But
Also,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Bob Seeley called me Zach.
He did. I didn't know if you caught it or not.
I caught it. You didn't see that I like paused.
I saw your face. I was like, don't call.
I thought there was somebody over here, like Zach was here.
No.
I was like, who's Zach?
He was looking at you on the computer, and he's
Yeah.
like, "See you later, Zach."
I'm like,
And
yeah.
I looked at your face.
I'm like, Bob, that's not my name.
That's all right.
It's all right.
He's got to look. Think about how many people he was like shaking hands and being introduced to like all week.
Signing babies.
Yeah, just busy man. They put on a great show. Congrats to Carrie Essel and Chris DeBaradino.
Do you know Carrie or?
Yeah,
You do.
He was a sales rep in the fishing industry.
Oh, really?
Yes, I knew him through Tackle Addict, and actually I fished against him before we started Tackle Addict when him and Chris used to be team partners. Livingston, Lake Houston.
Wow.
11-3-0.
Yeah, y'all right. I guess the heavy 10. I think that was second 10-75.
I'm pretty sure if you go back, I said 11-24.
Did you?
Was going to win it.
Close. That's about as close as you're gonna get.
That's because I had that fish in a basket. They told me what it weighed.
Yeah, don't be saying that on
I'm
air.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Jeez, he passed the polygraph. We're good.
Yeah, I'm sure that you went through.
It's just a wild guess. Pure luck. 11.
Sure, you went through a polygraph pretty extensively.
He did. He did. But
Huge win, valued at 150, I think, because he won the 20,000 bonus hour.
no. So it was 150 cash.
Oh.
20 grand bonus hour.
I didn't. Are you sure it's 150 cash?
Yes.
I
150
thought the
cash.
whole win was valued at 100.
No, the whole win was valued at 300.
Oh,
He won a Ram 1500, a Phoenix 21 PHX.
Oh wow.
150 cash, and then 20 cash for T-shirt hour.
Woo!
Where amateurs win like pros.
Yeah, that's winning like more than any pro can
Yep.
win.
Pretty good payday. So, pretty cool, man. I think they were splitting that, so it's a big win for Chris too. Is out of Chris's boat. So,
Wow,
anyway,
that's insane.
but you caught one bigger.
Yeah, I did, but it wasn't on Rayburn, and specifically, purposely didn't.
I want
go
you to
to
tell
Rayburn.
the full story because it is the most Wyatt Frankens BS I've ever heard in my life. Not a BS as in you're not
No,
telling
yeah,
the truth,
this
but
is
like
the true story.
this is Wyatt
Dude,
Frankens just.
you know what's crazy is I almost, for some reason, something told me to have like put the GoPro up just in case.
You should have listened to your gut.
God dang it, I'd have had that.
Every
fish
time you
catch.
get that little itch to put the GoPro on, you
Well,
should
it's
do
a funny story because the Big Bass Splash was going on here at Rayburn, so that was out. Was this on Saturday or
Saturday.
Sunday? I don't know.
Saturday. It was Saturday.
I think it was Sunday.
No. Sunday was windy. Post front. It was Saturday morning.
Damn, I don't know. I don't remember that. Anyways, I got out there late because I didn't even think I was gonna. Let me see. Make sure.
We're both on our phones while we're recording an episode.
Damn it.
It was Saturday, dude.
I think it was Friday. I don't know.
It doesn't matter what day it was.
Anyways, dude, I got out there late, and it's so funny because
Why did you go out there?
to try to catch a giant.
No, but because Zach.
Oh yeah. Zach and Cooper sent me the 710 extra heavy broomstick. It's they're a 6-inch rod that's built for bigger glide baits and stuff. So they wanted me to get some content over the 9-inch draw and that rod. And I was like, man, I really don't know. Like, I'm not a glide bait guy, so I don't know a ton about that. But I will eventually make a video with it. But I'm going to play with it first. I want to know what I'm talking about when I get into this. So I actually did do a little bit of research about that specific setup. Milliken's got one on YouTube about it, and he talks about the draw and different ways to rig it and stuff. So I wrapped the hooks with a little bit of lead wire so it would sink, because I knew I was going to scope with it. I wasn't going to be going down the bank you know, fishing shallow with it. I knew if I was going to fish with it, I'd be scoping with it. So I went out to NAC that afternoon. Oh, shoot. Doesn't matter. I guess we can say it was on NAC. It doesn't matter, dude.
There it is.
I went to.
There it is.
Dude, there's been giants caught there.
Milliken will go make a video on it anyway.
I mean, he already has. Me and him filmed a video together out there.
Yeah.
So I went out there that afternoon, and you know, there's a bunch of like schools and stuff out there, but I didn't really go out there to target them. I really wanted to catch a big one. So, you know, it's funny because me and my buddies are in a big group text, and I texted in the group. I said I'm going to go to NAC and catch a 10, and they were like, no, you need to come out here. They were taking our buddy's wakeboard boat to go out there and wakeboard and stuff. And I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna go try to catch a 10.
Yeah.
You know, me and you, we don't get to do that a lot. Mm-mm. We don't get to go to OHIV or JB Thomas and target big ones all the time. Mm-mm. So when I go out there now, it's specifically to do that. And so I pull up. Literally, I don't think I was out there more than 15 minutes, and I pull up to the first spot and saw a couple of what I thought were decent ones, and I scoped a few of them on just a Demiki rig and a jerk bait, and it was like a 2.5, 3 pounder, 2.5 and a 3 pounder, and I'm like, man, like there's some bigger ones behind these that are moving around. I'm gonna throw this freaking draw over their heads, and see what comes out. And man, I throw it past, make a long cast, let it sink down just a little bit. This wasn't overly deep water. Then I start working it over their heads, and when it gets into the screen about 80 feet, I see the biggest fish I've ever seen on live scope chasing this glide. And I'm like, oh, my God. And to be honest, I didn't necessarily know what to do. I just knew from the research in the video, I've seen it enough to know, like, this is what I'm going to try to do. So I just gave it a couple of real quick half turns. She got extremely pissed off when I did that. And it always, you know, when I've watched Milliken, I've heard him say, when they get hot, you've got a chance. Because they're either going to fall all the way back to the boat or they're not, or they're going to crush it. And he said, well, if they get hot, you know, you got a shot. So as soon as I saw her get hot, like, first of all, I'm freaking out on the inside. And there's these two Mexican guys working on a dock on the roof. They didn't see me catch these two, so they're already paying attention to me.
Yeah.
And they're speaking Spanish. I don't know what they're saying. And then I hit her with a 1, 2, 3, like boom, 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 3 half turns, and she came unglued on it. I mean, she ate it, dude. She had both hooks sideways in her freaking mouth. Thank God she was big, because a smaller one probably wouldn't have gotten her. And I lean in, and she comes up head shaking. I'm like, first thought is, oh my God, this is something stupid. Like, this is a share lunker at least. I'm thinking maybe 13, 14 pounds.
Oh.
This thing is large, right? So, honestly, she didn't put up a terrible fight. I mean, it wasn't crazy. I mean, she came up head shaking because, I mean, she wasn't that far.
Big old bait pin in her mouth.
Yeah, and then she came up sideways, and I just reached down and grabbed her in the...
Sometimes big ones do that.
Grabbed her in the mouth, and I picked her up, and those Mexicans that were on the dock, they were freaking out, dude. They stopped working and were watching me and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what this thing is. This thing is stupid. And I freaked out, took a little video real quick. On that lake, you're only allowed to put it in the live well if it's temporarily hold if it's over 24. Knew she had that by a mile. She's actually almost went 27 inches long. And
that's a long fish.
My buddy Jack, or our buddy Jack York, was out there, and he's caught a share lunker before. So I knew if anybody knew if she was that big, he would know. And so I called him over, and he came over there, and as soon as I pulled out a live well, he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a teener." And I was like, "Oh my God!" And he weighed it, and it weighed like 12 pounds.
It's so hard.
9 ounces, and then it weighed like 12 pounds, 13 ounces. He's like, man, I don't know. I'd make sure.
Yeah.
I can't. He told me I couldn't submit her either way to the program because she was postponed.
Well, yeah.
And it's too late.
April 1st is the cutoff.
Yeah, and she was. And that's the reason she didn't weigh 13, period, because I've seen some 14s and stuff get like they're like 26 or 25, and she was almost 27. She was a beast, dude, and she was just as small as she'll ever be, you know, right now. So what an amazing time, though, dude. Like, that was you live for that bite.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy for you, but I'm also a little bit pissed off because now that's all you're gonna want to do. Is
well, I did it again today on Rayburn, and I caught another one.
He's all like, dude, we're glide baiting. I'm a glide baiter.
I caught one about 3.5 pounds on it today.
I'm like, oh man, here we go.
It's very interesting bait.
It's an awesome bait, and we'll definitely play with it some more. but I'm still not sold in game days. Still not. Like, I'd have to have a bag.
It's situational.
Yeah.
You don't go Chris Zaldane it and throw it all day for 5 bites.
You're going to lose fish.
Gonna happen.
You're going to lose fish.
I haven't yet.
York lost a giant in the Open last year on one.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember if he said it was like 9 or 10. I can't remember. He said it was huge.
It's situational. It's situational for sure.
So it's a heartbreak bait is what it is. But anyway, now that's out of the way. We got a guest. We got to get him on.
Yeah, we got Mr. Cody Huff today.
Cody Huff. They've been busy with back-to-back elites. We got like a roster of elite dudes lined up.
Yeah, and they don't have long until they go to Murray.
Yeah, but let's get him on the phone and see what he's got to say.
A few short weeks, I believe.
Chillest dude ever. We'll see if we can get riled up.
Not going to happen. He won't answer now.
Yeah, he's like, he probably fell asleep, took a nap.
Hello.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Oh, not much.
Did you purposely wait for it to ring 5 or 6 times?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
I live in the middle of nowhere. It just took a little longer to
Yeah. Had to ping off a couple cell phone towers before it got to you.
Right.
Where is home for you?
Southern Missouri. I'm kind of just an hour past the Arkansas line.
Okay.
Just up here around Bull Shoals and Table Rock area.
I got you.
there you go.
That's a pretty area.
Yes.
It is. I enjoy hiding out up here. It's not. It's one of the few places there's still not a pile of people, and you kind of still have fun. And it's not. You go to the lake around here. It's not really like going to the lake at Rayburn and there being not a parking spot. You can go and fish and not see anybody all day.
That is nice. You got big deer there, like let you hunt pretty much in your backyard or what?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah,
Man, that's awesome.
We've got some nice ones, but I mean, it's not like the northern part of the state. We don't have crop ground and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the ones that get big around here get big off hay fields and acorns. So,
Got you.
not the same deal, but plenty big enough to make a guy's heart pump a little bit.
There you go. So the
Sick.
fish pretty bitey out there since they don't get fished for that much?
Oh yeah, they love to bite.
Dang.
They like to bite.
Do y'all have very many tournaments over there? Y'all busy?
Oh,
with
I mean, yeah, there's tournaments every weekend, but I mean the lakes are, they're so big, and it's not like we don't have, these aren't places where there's a creek with a little bit of grass in it and everybody goes and fishes in that grass, or everybody goes and fishes on like a community hole somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like the whole lake's good. You can catch them down any bank. It's not. I feel like most of the fish here probably go a long time without ever seeing them, just because they're so scattered out.
Man.
Very interesting.
What do you like better, Bull Shoals or Table Rock?
I like Bull Shoals better because it's like it's kind of the one that nobody really messes with because there's no towns around it or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's my favorite. I think it's the best for sure. But I mean, Table Rock's been on fire this year. It's been pumping out some mega bags all spring.
Yeah. What did they just have? What was out there this year?
The Toyota Series Championships are in November.
Didn't they have something in the spring? Something big?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know there was that deal in November, but I don't know if there's been anything else.
For some reason, I thought there was something else.
I can't think of anything.
But anyway, well, man, we like to kind of start out with everybody's story on how you got into bass fishing. How did you get to become an elite?
I've kind of I've always been a fisherman. And most guys in my family, most of my family has been. I didn't start off just dreaming about fishing a tournament. I just loved to go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
We would go. Dad would haul me around. My grandpa would haul me around. They were pretty good about never leaving me at home, whether we were going to go catch a crappie or white bass or whatever. We went to the pond to catch some catfish. I was in for anything. So, kind of always loved it, and started fishing tournaments with my dad whenever I was, real young, Friday nighters and just little Saturday morning jackpots and stuff like that. I was always busy in sports and stuff like that in school. So it was like high school fishing was just starting to become a thing.
Sure.
Whenever I was in high school, so I got lucky, and my baseball coach was also the athletic director. So I talked him into letting us fish one of the first high school tournaments in Missouri. And he wasn't really that into the idea, but he's like, well, I'll give you one shot. If you win, you keep doing it. If not, and we're not going to mess with this crap, you know.
No
And,
pressure.
yeah. Unfortunately for him, I won, so they've still got a bass team there in town. And he's got to deal with that stuff still. But, that's kind of where I first figured out. And I was like, man, this is pretty cool. Just something that, a guy might be able to chase, at least dream about.
Yeah.
Especially with Clunn being from the same town and all that. It's definitely something that, was really on my mind at that age. And you don't really know how to get there. And, after winning a few more high school tournaments, I got recruited to come out to Bethel, and I was like, man, if I can go to college on a fishing scholarship and just, get to see all these cool places, that's.
So what year was this when you were recruited by Bethel?
It was my senior year of high school. And, it was one of those deals that I really didn't have any intentions of going to college.
Really?
It's just, and I mean, that just wasn't something, that I was very interested in. I wasn't a big fan of school.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, so I thought if I could go fish and do that, I would give it a try. And, man, whenever I got out there, I just, I really enjoyed it and got to see so many different parts of the country that I never thought I would get to see, and just learn so much from all those guys that I was there with. We just got to all go fishing all the time. It probably showed on my grade reports, but it was worth it in the long run.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Bethel was probably one of the first schools, maybe on the forefront of kind of building were they one of the first scholarship schools, or do you know?
Yeah.
I think they had to.
I figured.
Yeah, I think they were the first school, and whenever it was like that, you could really see a difference. They got a lot of people that were winning these high school. They had like Bassmaster High School national championships and stuff like that. I never fished any of them. I never fished any of the right tournaments to get there.
Yeah.
Whenever I was in high school, but they had all kinds of. They really had pulling power by being able to give scholarships for that stuff for several years there, and you kind of noticed, as time has went on, they kind of lost their pulling power when everybody else started being able to give scholarships too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And you think it's growing? I haven't really been in tune to that as much. I mean,
like college fishing in general?
No, I just mean like the recruiting stuff as well. Are more schools doing that?
I mean, I feel like they are. I know I've got some friends that are coaches at some of these places, and I think that's a big deal now. I think a lot of these schools are, reaching out to every young guy that's doing well, and seeing if that's something they're interested in. I know. I've got a friend of mine that coaches jury up here in Springfield, and that's something he does. I mean, they hunt these guys just like a baseball or football coach would.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool deal.
What I've noticed is that's mainly your more private universities that are kind of doing that.
Yeah. Like ETBU.
Correct. DBU. I had an offer out of high school to go fish for DBU. The problem was it's a private university and I couldn't afford it.
So the scholarship wasn't quite.
No. It wasn't.
Well, that's what I want to get into. Like, not if like you don't have to like divulge any numbers, but like, are there scholarships out there that are like legit scholarships? I mean, I know money's money or whatever, but
there's definitely some good scholarships for that stuff, and I know it worked out a lot better for the like the local, the in-state people. Like a lot of the in-state guys that got scholarships, because they didn't have to pay much anyways. It worked out real good for them. But me being an out-of-stater, I still had a bunch of debt from it.
Where's Bethel located?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's in Northwest Tennessee. It's right by Kentucky Lake.
Yeah, I thought it was Tennessee.
So Kentucky Lake's the home lake.
So you learned a lot about like ledge fishing and stuff when you went there, probably from some of those local boys too, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it was just an awesome deal. There's so many guys from all over the country, and you all end up becoming very good friends because we all live together, and you just get to learn stuff from every different corner of the country you can think of. And getting to the thing that made the most sense for me about it was, if I wanted to go try to be a professional fisherman, there's no way I can afford to pay to go somewhere, pay an entry fee. I didn't have a boat, that I should be taking anywhere. I was fishing out of an old 1988 Ranger, with a 150 on it. And it was, I blew it up 3 or 4 times. Just, it's not, something you go and chase that in.
Yeah.
And, I knew that I was going to probably be in debt after it was all said and done with, but, going to school and them paying the bills to go do that stuff, was the only opportunity that I had to go do it because I didn't have the money to, pull it out of pocket and be able to do that.
Yeah, go do open.
They supply you a boat?
So they had boats that you could use that were 18-footers with 150s on them. But a lot of the kids that came there had nice boats. I didn't, but a lot of them did.
Yeah.
But the school would pay for your travel expenses, your fuel, your entries, all that. So, I mean, all you had to do is go and fish.
Just go fish,
you weren't worried about, you weren't worried about having to get a check or this or that. It was just a really good chance to learn and see all these places that, now we're going back to and still fishing.
I mean, how valuable is that now as an elite angler? Like what you learned, just kind of taking away the curve from.
It's a big deal. Just seeing somewhere a few times, it just kind of understanding how the place works. Like, it's kind of like Harris Chain. I mean, we went there in college, we've been there, went there in the opens, went there in the elites, it's a place I would have never even seen if it wasn't for that. And then, you kind of hate to show up where you've never been without at least a little bit of an idea. So, I mean, I feel like it's definitely beneficial. It's not the whole college fishing thing's not for everybody. Like, I really don't feel like it was for me as for, like, the fact of having to spend as much money as you did to get the chance to do it. But in the same breath, if I wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Sure.
No, I feel that. And the college circuit, especially now, I don't know if it was like that when you fished in college, because it definitely wasn't like that when I fished in college. But now I think do they fish 9 tournaments?
I don't really know. I'm not I haven't been, like you said, I haven't kept up as much, so I really don't know.
I think they do. I think the Bassmaster one's like to win Team of the Year. Like, they have to track. Like, it ain't like, like we had divisions and stuff.
Yeah, we do.
I think theirs is like they legitimately fish a college schedule now.
I don't know how the heck they pull it off, because I know we had a hard time just, going to a few.
They have 6 and then a national championship.
Yeah, so it's a schedule. And they travel, right, all around the country? Yeah.
Matter of fact, our next stop is Sam Rayburn.
No kidding. When?
May 16th and 17th.
They're going to hate it.
Are they going to catch any bass?
They'll catch some.
They might catch a few. They'll catch them.
They'll hate their lives.
They'll catch them. It just depends. The lake keeps coming up, keeps dropping, changing all the time. But, yeah.
Yeah, man. I never really sat back and, because I do know that there is some decent scholarship deals out there. Like, Chad had a pretty good one. He's an out-of-stater.
Just saying, like, are we going back to college?
No. My eligibility's shot. See, some of these boys, they fish a long time in college. A long time.
What do you mean eligibility?
I think you have eligibility rules.
I think it's just like playing a sport. I think it's the same deal.
But I know some boys went for a long time because you can go to grad school, and I think that gives you an additional 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. I never finished my degree. Maybe I want to go back.
That was my buddy Hunter Loudon. He was there forever. We made fun of him being the old grandpa.
What's that movie, Van Wilder? Is that what that is? Dude is in college for like.
How long did John Garrett fish in college? Just 4 years?
I think 5.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I think 5. I could be wrong. It might have just been 4, but
I just remember that I fished a college tournament at Rayburn one time, and whoever won it was like 27 years old. I was like, man, this is kind of halfway messed up. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, not really, but kind of like, man, this is different.
That's not fair. It's not fair. What if I want to go back?
If you wanted to go back to college right now, you could fish in college, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember some of those, like there were some of those like trade schools and stuff that got teams. So there'd be guys that was like 40 years old out there trying to catch them.
That'd be me.
You gonna go back to you, dude? They would whoop up on you.
Probably.
They don't jack around.
Probably.
Dude. They catch them.
I'm probably safer in the opens.
I don't know about all that. But you're right, man. You know, when you look at it like that, I could see that'd be extremely beneficial. You know, getting that travel experience, especially when you've got it like in your case there at Bethel, y'all were kind of like a powerhouse team. So you're taking kids, you're not just taking like just some slappies, you know, you're taking some kids that are pretty good from their own region and you're learning things. I mean, man, that would be pretty decently beneficial in the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what helped me more than anything was just getting to hang out with all those guys. And, you know, everybody just sucks a little bit, you know, of information from whoever he's fishing with all the time, you know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you look back now at the group that we got to run around with, you know, it was Cole Floyd, John, KJ, you know, I mean,
that's
there's
ridiculous.
a bunch of guys that have already made it. And it's just.
So what are we
it's pretty
talking from
crazy.
Bethel? Do you know? Is that 4 on the elites? Not Cole Floyd. Cole Floyd's on the
Bass Pro Tour.
BPT.
so 3
Yeah.
on the elites. That's pretty ridiculous.
3 of us that went to school. I mean, we were there at all the same time.
At the
Will
same time.
Davis was there for not long, but he's you know he is now too.
Yeah.
Wow, I bet you
Bethel that's there.
I'd be willing to bet that y'all have the most out of any college
I would have to think so.
ever.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean it was a kind of a cool deal. I mean, just you look back now, like we were just talking about it the other night at the house. John and I were like, "What the heck? What's the odds of
Yeah, not very good.
messing around in college?" And now here we are out here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not very good. A lot of buddies I've fished in college with, that's the last time they ever picked up a rod, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other ones are still drying.
And there's still several out there trying. But
Man, that's great. I will say Auburn's probably pushing y'all because of Joe Lee,
Yeah.
Matt Lee,
Yeah, I hope so.
Logan Parks,
Mm-hmm.
Tucker Smith, who will eventually probably be somewhere in the realm of
Yeah, that's not going to be long.
yeah. So yeah, there's some schools coming for sure, but I would say college fishing is bigger now than ever.
oh yeah.
It's a big deal, dude.
Oh, it's huge.
It's just it blows my mind how many kids there are out there that have got access to all the best equipment. You know, that you show up at brand new rigs, and it's just I feel like it's just so different.
Oh, it's different.
It's so different.
It's
Like,
different.
I mean, it would. Yeah, I couldn't imagine this being the time of like learning how to fish.
Oh yeah, could you imagine?
No, it would just be so weird.
Man, that's a crazy thought because I look back at myself in that situation. I'd be like very intimidated. I was the same as you. All 4 years in college, I limped a 1997 TR21 with the biggest piece of shit Evinrude Vindicator. I mean, what is the Evinrude Vindicator?
I don't even know.
Right.
I've never even seen one. I thought they were all dead.
I freaking fished with that thing all 4 years, dude. And I can't imagine. I remember one kid, as a matter of fact, at the Ouachita River, I ran to like the lock, which is a good run. I forget which lock it was. And he was like, I remember him looking at me and he was like, "Do you know how far of a run this is?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Send it.
And he was trying to say, like, "Well, I don't know if that piece of shit's going to make it up there and back," is what he was trying to say. But that's true, man.
That's good to make them have a little doubt.
Definitely.
Wondering if you're just crazy or what.
There are definitely some rigs out there now.
Oh, bro, it's stupid.
There's some money.
I mean, take college fishing. Look at the high school fishing rigs of some of them. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we see it every day. We see it all the time on electronic trips. Dads that bought a $110,000 boat. With graphs on them. No, I don't even know how to turn them on.
Cody, do you think that you can take a little bit more of a leap of an advantage now as a young man than you could back then? Having that equipment now, is that a little bit more of an advantage for some of these kids? Because I feel like when we were kind of coming up, that wasn't necessarily the case.
Yeah, no, I would say that's right. 'Cause, I mean, like, whenever we kind of learned how to do it, you didn't really have a choice but to just figure out how to catch fish on your own.
Right.
You mean you didn't really have much to lean on.
Right.
Now definitely it's a lot easier in some ways to be able to, know that you have the right technology to do well if you just learn how to use it.
I think I just look at it more from a way of like some of these kids definitely have the upper hand on some other kids, maybe a little bit more than we would have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I think a kid like me coming into college right now, the 1997 Triton in a 200 Vindicator that breaks down, I would not feel very good about my chances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely it makes it a little bit bigger gap.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be the same for any youth sport, youth athletics. I mean, you look at the kids that grew up with money, their parents could afford the trainers and whatever.
I don't know. I think fishing, I disagree. I think if you can play ball, you can play ball. I think you can,
but if you have access to like private trainers and stuff like that,
I think that helps.
You're going to learn.
I think fishing has that bigger disadvantage.
For sure.
I think fishing is the one sport.
Yeah. Like if you're rolling out there without some sort of FFS, put it on the trailer.
Yeah, I had an HDS 8 Gen 1 with no structure scan box. Come get you some of that. 2D sonar.
I didn't even have one. I didn't have it there.
I didn't have one.
Jesus.
I got my first fish finder whenever I was a sophomore or junior in college.
I know the feeling.
Well, not trying to discourage any of you youngsters out there running an old Vindicator. Don't worry, you can do good.
I don't think so. Jeez. I disagree.
We're trying to be positive.
I'm trying to be real. I disagree.
You are at a severe disadvantage. Yes. Can you still do it? Maybe. Yes.
I think you're in trouble.
Terrible message.
I think the way they got it set up, at least Bassmaster traveling the country. You're going to tell me traveling the country.
I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole.
Oh, no, bro.
No.
You got to tell these kids like it is.
You're at a disadvantage. There is some advantage. There's a major advantage to having the best of the best electronics.
Hey, I tell you, Cody,
you still got to know how to use it.
I'm glad you brought that graph thing up because I didn't have my first side imaging graph. You know how I got mine? I was a senior in college, about to graduate from college, and I told my parents instead of buying a class ring from graduating college to buy me a Helix 10. That was my college graduation gift. And I thought I was the shit when I had that Helix 10.
Yeah. That was the first thing I got. And whenever I got some mapping, I was like, man, this is easy. This is awesome. I can tell right where they're going to
be. Yeah. Now everybody knows where those spots are. So.
Oh, yeah. I
mean, all those places get pressure. When did it click for you in college that this was, or whenever it was, that I got a shot at doing this as a career, as a professional?
Of course, that's always the dream, but it seems so far away. But for me, it was kind of whenever we started winning a few tournaments, and you see some of the guys that you're competing with, and really the biggest thing for me, I think I was maybe a sophomore in college, and Clunn came to me and he told me, he said, man, I know you don't have, a brand new boat or anything like that. He said, but I've got faith in you, and I think you need to start fishing some of these bigger tournaments. And he said, I've got enough faith in you. He said, I'm gonna pay your entry fee to your first Costa.
No way.
And, wow.
And he said, I'm gonna take a chance on you. You need to try. You need to jump in. And just him having that confidence in me was the first thing. I was like, wow, maybe this is possible. And
how'd you do in that tournament?
I'll never forget his face when we came in to weigh in the first day. I was leading it by like 4 or 5 pounds.
Oh my God!
And I was like, oh my gosh! And he was losing his mind. And I've never seen him smile so big in my life.
So, Rick Clunn, Mr. 500, just to rewind you there for a second, paid your first big entry fee.
He sure did.
Dude.
He sure did. Without him, I never probably would have fished one.
If that's not validation, that's awesome.
So but you didn't win that tournament, did you?
Nope, I didn't even make the cut. I went out there the next day, and the weather completely changed. And I was so hard-headed. I was like, I'm doing what I did to catch those big ones. I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I caught one keeper and jumped off a 4-pounder. And if I would have caught that 1 4-pounder, I'd have made the cut. But I did not even catch a limit the second day.
Wow.
And thinking didn't make the cut. But still, the first day was enough for me to be like, okay, well, that was awesome.
What did Rick say to you day 2? Never again?
No, he was ready for the next one. He was still all fired up. Day 1 was good enough to tie him over for a while.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did Rick ever have any like grandkids or kids that got into fishing, or were you kind of that guy for him?
His youngest son fished a little bit, fished some high school tournaments and fished some tournaments with him. But never really wanted to go anywhere with it or anything like that. So
while we're on the subject of his kid, there's some story with you and his son. You pulled his son out of Bull Shoals or something?
Yeah, that was actually one of the first times I ever met Rick. It was dark, everybody was unloading, and I just saw this little kid go splash in the lake up by the ramp and buzzed up there. I just happened to, I had just put my boat in. I ran up there and jerked him out of the lake and got him in the boat with me. He had accidentally hit the constant on button with his knee on the trolling motor when he put it down. And, he was a little bitty at this time.
Yeah.
And I didn't know whose kid it was. But anyways, got him back in the boat and took him back to his boat. And next thing you know, here comes Clunn walking down the ramp. And I was like, man, that's crazy. What's the odds of that?
Jeez.
Is that how you met Rick?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Golly, man.
dude, it's fate. It's destiny.
Yeah, one of those things. Just kind of meant to be.
Yeah,
That is.
for sure.
Wow. Do you still, I mean, obviously you and Rick probably have a great relationship. You still talk with him a lot now, like on the road and stuff, see how he's doing, see if he's going to make it or how he's doing out there. That dude is still killing it out there.
Yeah, we still talk about it every day, every other day. Practice and stuff, just seeing how it's going. And it's just unreal, just the fact that he wants to be fishing, let alone can be fishing, it blows my mind. I love it, but I don't know if I want to do it when I'm 77.
You ever call him about midday in a hot summer tournament and check on him, ask if he needs anything?
No, he'd be pissed.
I bet he would.
He'd be like, I'm just fine. You don't worry about me.
Don't worry about me.
Hey, he's done good in the last 2 tournaments, right?
Yeah, he made the cut. Made the cut at Harris and about made it pretty close, I think, at St. John's River.
There you go. Rick.
Rick the legend.
Rick the stick.
He was out there scoping them up at St. John's. I was all fired up.
Was he really? Was that what he was catching on jerkbait?
Yeah, they were fry garters on like every tree, and he was out there jerking around these fry garters.
That's awesome.
Catching them on a square bill and a jerkbait.
Yeah. No, I watched his episode with Mercer. When all this FFS talk was going on, we try to shy away from it now a little bit, but when, I think he had the best outlook on it.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah.
It honestly surprised me. You'd expect a veteran like that to kind of take sides with some of the other veterans that are upset about it, but man, to hear it from the legend, that should be enough to shut everybody up.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
I replay.
You would have to think so. No, that's when you have somebody come on like that, and literally tell them they're crybabies, and and if they ban this stuff, they will never be the best.
Yep.
That's got to hit home. They got to think about that.
That line right there. Oof. I was like, ooh.
There'll be some 15-year-old kid out there catching 25 pounds on all these lakes, and then they're going to show up and catch 14 and be in the lead and think they're cool.
Yep. No, it's I'm not for it. But any murmurs on changes next year?
Not really. I heard there might be a screen limit, but whatever.
Yeah.
Put a screen limit, put a limit of transducers. It ain't going to matter. Same people are still going to win.
Yeah.
I agree.
No doubt. It's been a killer year. Your house is doing pretty good, huh?
Yeah, man. It's been pretty fun because I knew Logan. I didn't know Rob, and of course me and John we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're getting into when you pile in with 2 guys that you'd never really met before. But heck, it's turned out good. Everybody's really been enjoying themselves. everybody gets along good, and it's a pretty fun house to be in.
Yeah, no, it seems like that. I've been watching some of the YouTube stuff, so seems like you guys are having a good time.
John got him a win not too long ago.
He did. We've made fun of him though, so don't worry, man. Everybody's already forgot about it. It's back to back. We're already on to the next winner.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. Like you're the winner of one, and like literally 4 days later, there's a new winner.
Yeah,
like,
that's what he said. He's like, man, well, that was fun while it lasted.
My 2 seconds of fame.
Yeah, everybody's forgot, dude.
Seriously.
Yeah. No, that was a cool win.
Yeah, it was very cool to see him pull out that hair jig and make that adjustment. Very cool. Very cool.
No kidding. I mean, that was the weirdest spot that I've ever seen. So we actually ended up both finding that place.
Yeah.
And we sat there all day together the first day. Sat there till 11 o'clock together the second day till I finally had to leave to go catch some keepers so I could make the cut. And I came back, and he's like, dude, you missed it. I got 19. I lost 4 big ones. And I was like, gosh, dang it.
What?
Yeah, like the school wouldn't sit there. The school would just be like gone, and then all of a sudden they'd swim up there and you'd catch a few. Like at some time, one little flurry during the day. And other than that, it'd be a day full of suck.
So he would just wait them out.
Yep, just wait them out. Sit there and keep jacking
Shane knows
around,
about
kinda.
old John waiting them out on the open tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, Toledo Bend.
No, I thought he did it on the Ozarks. No, that was
No, we did
Toledo.
find the same spot on Ozarks.
Yeah.
John and I ran into each other a lot.
He's pretty mentally tough to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard to do. But luckily, it was one of those deals. He had 25 something the first day, so he literally had to have like 2 pounds to make the cut. And I think he had like 5 for 6 at the time. So he's like, screw it. I'm just staying here. Hopefully big ones will swim up because, I mean, for us, dude, that week, I mean, if you weren't there, you weren't catching big ones. Like it was the only place in the whole chain that we're like, felt like you could pull up there and have a chance to catch at least a great big one or two sometime or another if you put enough time in there.
Mm.
So how's that work, sharing something like that? You guys have a conversation before, like, how are we going to handle this, or just something that you guys know each other long enough that you know how it's going to work?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals we just knew how it was going to work. We talked about it, but we're like, well, we'll just run down there and fish. We honestly thought it was going to be something that a lot of people found. We're like, crap, if we can even get on it, that was our biggest worry. And we rolled up down there. He was first. He was before I was, and I pulled in there and came around this corner, and there was just one boat sitting out there. I was like, no way. And we both rolled out there, and nobody even tried to come there all day. That's stinking awesome.
Heck yeah.
That is awesome.
Well, looking forward, goals for you? Obviously, you want to win one of those as well, and classic. What do you kind of set for yourself?
My thought process, right now is I want to get through this, Alabama swing without, having a bad tournament. I'd like to, stay up there in AOY. And, of course I'm looking forward to Murray, but it's so good. It's one of those places you could go and catch them and do bad.
Yeah.
But,
yep.
But, it's also one of those places you go for and catch 25 pounds a day and win. It's a place that I've been to a couple times, and I'm pretty comfortable there. So I'm really excited for that one.
I can't wait to watch that one.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. So hopefully we catch the crap out of them there. But after that, survive Alabama, have a couple good tournaments, and then it's finally smallmouth time. And that's the fun stuff. That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah. So they're more like short-term goals. You're not necessarily always trying to look forward on some of the bigger things. It's just kind of focusing on what's right in front of you.
I mean, that's kind of my thought on things, I just want to keep catching them. It's just I enjoy fishing so much. I just want to keep catching them, doing well. And, you keep doing that, you're going to keep making the classic. And it's one of those things I keep putting myself in contention. I've been there several times, just real close. And
yeah,
I feel like it's one of those things you just stay, keep that happening, and sooner or later it's gonna work out.
Yeah, I agree.
No, for sure. You're definitely one of those guys. When I think about lists of like if you were to win the next event, it would be no surprise there. It was coming. So
yeah, that's what I want real bad. I've been it's one of those deals. I just during the summer I just want to win one more.
Yeah,
real bad. And that's kind of how I've been fishing this year. And I don't know. I feel like that's how you have to fish against this group to even do well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
those dudes are dogs. What do you think about, obviously, the new rookie class that came in is freaking balling. I mean, it's ridiculous, honestly. It's pretty stupid. They already set some pretty ridiculous records with the opens, and now here they are. Several of them are doing extremely well. Do you think over the years, like, it'll just continue to be that way? Like, every rookie class that comes in is going to come in and start to compete for those AOY or holding a blue trophy title right off the jump? Like, I'm going
to have to guess it probably will, but
yeah,
dude, like in my mind, I feel like these guys are like they're a different breed of fishermen, if that makes any sense to you.
100% they are.
Because like these guys, like every one of them are guys that like live for it. Like they live to catch bass. Like they'll go pre-practice at a place for a week or two.
Yes, they will.
Until it goes off limits, and then go to the next one and stay there for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then go to the next one and stay there for a week or two and not even go home. They just go scan. They scan all the time. And like if you got the time and the money to do that, I mean, that's an awesome way to do good. I mean, it's working for them, I'm probably not going to do that because I love to be home too much.
Yeah.
But, you see how much of a difference it makes. I feel like this is a first group of guys like that
You're right.
Kind of feeding off each other and doing the same thing. And, man, they're killing it.
No, you're right. But I think the way that they've got the open set up, you're going to draw that out. I mean –
no, I do too. I think that's what you're going to gain. Everybody that makes it is going to be just like that.
That's really that's really an interesting look on this. I didn't even think about it like that, but I don't know if when Bassmaster set up the opens, they intended it to be like that.
Well, now they changed the rules. So when I fished last year, it was 30-day off limits. Their co-angler draw was pretty poor, so they went down to 2-week off limits this year. So now you can pre-practice even more. But like he was talking about, JT and Trey and several of those guys were going from event to event to event, not even going home. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but I know guys like that now. Like Alec Morrison's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he lives in New York. I don't blame him. But so what that's creating is it's almost like a mold. Like younger guys behind them are seeing, hey, that's how they made it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think when Bassmaster designed these opens, they did it to say, hey, we want you elite ready. Yeah. Like that's their whole deal, right? But did they think about potential of, I don't want to call it backlash, but somewhat backlash of what this mold now is? Because you're talking about just unattainable, unaffordable, unrealistic for some people to be able to do that.
For some, but not all.
I know.
Right.
But I haven't ever thought about it like this. This is a very interesting take on things. He's right, though. Like the mold has been set.
So back to, like some of these guys are saying, some of the veterans are saying, like, well, that's, the only reason they're catching because of the FFS. But wait a minute.
Yeah, but that's a stupid argument.
You're getting outworked.
Yeah, they're getting way outworked.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is, 100%. I mean, the bad thing is they don't even know it's coming. They're going to gripe until they get something.
They haven't even been hit.
Sonar. And then, these kids are going to show up and break it off in them again, and they're going to be like, oh, God, what just happened? How'd they do that? They've been here for 2 months scanning, dude. They know everything's a wood.
They've only been hit with a few jabs. They're fixing to bring some uppercuts over the next few years.
Yeah, it's like, you think it's bad now. Wait till you don't have forward-facing sonar and can't accidentally see one when you're going around the point.
Yeah. Dude, I've thought about that because when we wake up in 4 or 5 years from now, the Elite's field is going to look way
But that's
different.
coming anyway.
Maybe not.
Yeah. But, we say that, but I feel like it's looked the same for so long.
It has.
Think about, the group of guys that have been doing this professionally, the entire BPT group and, a lot of these guys are
forever.
We've watched them for 15 years, or longer.
Uh-huh.
And like those are the professional fishermen.
Uh-huh.
And you start to see this change, and it's like it's just weird. Will this group be here for 15, 20 years? Is it something that changes like that? Or what? I don't really know. It's nuts.
That's a whole different look on things that I've never looked at it in that way. I can tell you this: there's some jobs to be lost, and some jobs to be had, and the Elite Seriesville is going to look a lot different in the coming future.
I think everything's going to look a lot different in the coming future. I think there's some,
but it hasn't always been that way, just like you talked about.
No, you're right. You're right.
It hasn't always been that way. And that's kind of like that. Like it's so hard to get there. It's so hard to make it there. And a lot of these guys, when they do, they don't want to let it go, and they'll do anything and everything to protect that. And I don't care what anybody says. That's a fact. Been a fact. And I think now the way the things are set up, because a lot of these guys, when they don't make it back, if they don't make it back, they ain't going to that mosh pit. They ain't going to that fire of all 9 opens. They don't want none of that. Like, you heard James Watson talk about it, like, hey, I probably couldn't make it if I went back to all 9.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that. So we're talking about, dang near ending careers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's where a lot of the drama comes from. I think a lot of guys are feeling that fire underneath of them that, it's coming, and they're just, a lot of them are trying to prolong it and just trying to, grip any little thing that might help them stay a little longer. And
you can hear it in you can hear it on some of the voices. You can tell they're standing on unsettled ground, son. Some of them you can tell, like the conversations went from what I've heard watching different people's YouTube channels and stuff like that. It's like, I'm just trying to freaking survive. Instead of I'm trying to win blue trophies, I'm trying to do that, whatever. And then some of these guys are like, dude, I'm just trying to hold on, and you can tell, you really can.
Yeah, I would say that's right, because I mean, there's not a lot of money to be made out there, for a lot of guys that are doing very well in it. And then you start taking winnings away from that, and life gets things get a lot tighter. A lot of guys, make just enough in sponsors, you're fine, and you do some winning, and hey, it's all good. And you take that winning out, even when your sponsors are all right, and that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a big deal. But I don't think I think times are changing as far as, not that it was that they were ever felt safe, but I don't think you can ever feel safe in professional fishing now. I mean, there's too much talent out there. Too much. You just constantly got to stay on your A game to stay in it.
I think like every other sport, though, it is increasingly getting
tougher
stout.
And tougher.
I mean, just like you look at the NBA, NFL, whatever, athletes have gotten better and better over the years. It's the same way. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you got to be on top of your stuff on the Elite Series, and I'm sure you know that.
Well, he is on top
on top of it.
You're in top 10.
Sitting in the top 10 of AOI.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad start. That's the best start I've ever had to a year.
Really?
So it would be so nice just to be like going into those last few tournaments and being relaxed. Like the last 2 years, I have had a lull in the middle of the season and had like a couple, like I'd have like 1 or 2 bombs. Everything else would be good, but I'd have 1 or 2 bombs. And like going into the Northern Swing last year, I was in 72nd place in AOI with 3 tournaments to go.
Whoa.
And I was like, not the place you want to be, And then we just had one of those runs and smashed them at all 3 of them. And just to end up finishing 30th,
Wow.
So,
that's awesome,
But
dude.
that doesn't always happen. So it would be pretty nice to, go up north and just be able to have fun and, just not have to worry about it. Know you're going to make the Classic and go try to win.
Well, there's still plenty of season left. We're not out of any kind of conversation for Angler of the Year for Cody Huff either.
Right.
So
hey, and that'd be good too. That'd be just fine with this old boy.
Hey, that's a monumental win.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a tall hill to climb, but man, when something's meant to be, you can't mess it up.
That's right.
When things go your way, I mean, they just do. So
yeah.
We'll see how the next few tournaments go. Hopefully they keep swinging in our favor.
For sure. Where's the
Alabama? So after Murray, they go to Wheeler, then
Smith.
Smith.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that being.
That one's kind of.
They're just going to be different, you know. Like Wheeler, I don't know much about Wheeler. I've been to all the other TVA lakes except for there, so that'll be a first time for me. And then Smith is like the weekend before the 4th of July. Like the 4th of July is in the middle of that week.
Oh God.
So talk about, I mean, insane disaster. Like
Those two tournaments sound hot. It sounds like we're going to be sweating in Alabama come June.
Oh, I can see it. Let alone being hot. I mean, just the freaking number of people out there. I mean, like, you get run over trying to fish.
I didn't think about that. Smith is going to suck with pleasure boaters.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
Oh, I didn't think that one through.
No, 4th of July party is going to be happening.
Whoops.
We're going to be right in the middle of it.
Dude.
Like, that would be the one week I'd be like, all right, let's go to the Red River. That's fine.
Yeah. I'd rather go fish to Sabine than go to that.
Hey, y'all got the whole month of July off.
Yep, big long break.
Huh. I guess they're giving you plenty of time to drive up there, huh?
I guess.
Probably to recover getting beat up by a wakeboard boat.
Yeah, that's the break after Smith.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to get there.
That's probably the actual reason.
I didn't even think about that.
Everyone's going to be prescribed Vicodin by.
Yeah, that's going to. Anyway, let's think about a positive light. Whatever we can come up with.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I got nothing positive.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm all positive.
Big spotted bass.
Yeah. Big spotted dogs.
Big spotted bass.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Hey, 12 pounds is going to be a fat bag. You just wait and see.
Yeah.
So how much time did you spend on Kentucky when you were in college, real quick? I know it's kind of off the spectrum, but how much time did you spend out there?
We were out there every day. I fished out there every day for 2 or 4 years, pretty much. I mean,
pre-carp?
We spent pre-carp and post-carp.
What do you think about the smallmouth dominance? I'm sure you kept up with the Invitational that was just out there. I mean, it
blows my mind. I'm totally fried. I don't understand why. I don't know what happened.
Really?
I don't get it. No, whenever I was there, like, we would catch a few. Like, you'd catch some smallmouth, and they would just all be big.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You didn't catch a lot, you know. Like, if you caught one, it was like a 4 to 6 pounder. Like, you usually would just catch big ones, and they'd be mixed in with largemouth. You catch them on a trap, you know, a jerk bait or whatever.
So is it trending more that way?
Oh, it's smallmouth dominant.
Yeah.
Like, you better.
I saw that, but like, has it been like the last few years? Has it been going that way?
At least the past 2 that I've noticed, for sure.
Which really they just started going back.
It's been weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that many people fished out there, and they got back out there, and they're like, "Wow."
Yeah.
Turn on your scope and throw out a stump and catch 20 pounds of smallmouth.
Fact. At least 16. 16's not a great day on Kentucky Lake right now.
I don't know. That's just the weirdest thing I've ever seen, because whenever we were there, I mean, it was, grass fishing, catching big largemouth, catching piles of them. Then the grass was gone, and then you just absolutely just smash giant ones for a couple of years, and then the carp, and like all of a sudden no bass.
Not green ones
anymore. A couple of years off. Yeah, now everybody just catches 20 pounds of smallmouth like it ain't nothing.
Yeah, dude, like they are lots. Like, I know several guys that fish the Invitational, lots of brown ones there. A whole bunch.
That's pretty awesome.
People marking like 70, 80 beds a day.
Yeah, it's got to have something to do with it was kind of Kentucky was quiet. Bass fishing world kind of left it alone for a couple of years and it came back.
Yeah. So, very cool.
I guess so. I didn't expect it to come back like that, but hey, whatever. At least there's some kind of bass
in it. Right.
Theory is all them smallmouth are eating the baby carps in there. What do you think?
Hey, I'm in. I hope they.
He said, "I'm in. Eat them all." That'd be crazy.
I have watched big largemouth absolutely destroy those small carp there before.
Yeah.
We were like in the fall, we always used to catch them on a spook, on bars and stuff. And I have seen them spit out those goofy looking little Asian carp that are like 6 or 7 inches long, cross-eyed things. And, they just got too close to one of those spots up there and just got
munched. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe there's just like some smallmouth takeover in the next 5 years. It's going to be like one of the best smallmouth destinations in the country.
Cody, did y'all always know that those smallmouth spawn out there on those bars?
I mean, heck no. Why would you go fish for smallmouth on a bar whenever you could go throw a trap on a bar?
Right.
Pull some grass and catch 20-some pounds of largemouth.
I got you. I just didn't know because it's like the deal now. So
yeah, I don't think anybody really knew until I feel like Jake Lawrence figured it out, and then everybody's been just following suit.
Yeah, he dominated for a while out there,
A long time.
Got some dubs out there.
Seriously, dude's hard to handle.
Well,
man, I enjoyed it.
We talked about some really interesting things.
That's how it always is.
I think
never know what you're going to get into.
There's more to dive in on the subject of this new type of fisherman coming in, the new mold per se.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's something.
I would say that's right.
There's something to talk about there. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but that's a whole subject we need to think about there.
Yep.
Because it's coming. It's coming.
Well, we're probably gonna have him back on later in the year after he wins a blue trophy.
That'd be fine.
AOI and a blue trophy.
AOI and a blue trophy.
I vote he wins it at. Are they going to Champlain in the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's
are.
it.
Champlain and St. Lawrence.
I got you on Champ.
Dude, I'm leaning towards St. Lawrence. So
you like the
one
big
quick
waves, huh,
story
bud?
for you. Dude, I'm into them. I freaking so last year I had to catch them to make the classic there.
Yeah.
Got out to my starting hole, one pass caught 22 pounds. My trolling motor broke. Had to go back in there all day. And day two, ran all the way back out there. My trolling motor's broke. Can't fish. Try to start my big motor up to go get it fixed. My shift actuator is out.
Oh, God.
Screw with it all like for 45 minutes. Finally starts. Run all the way back in. Sat there till 1 o'clock. Put back in. Fly back out an hour and a half. Pull up, catch 20 pounds in like 10 casts. Run all the way back, make the cut. And finally got to fish the last day and caught like 26. So hopefully they're just waiting on me and I actually get to fish this year.
I would probably, if my shift actuator went out when I was on that big ass lake and I thought I was broke down, I'd probably have a panic attack. Because I was in the middle of nowhere. Bro, the first time I ever was on it's Lake Ontario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I was ever on Lake Ontario, we went out. Chad took me out to the middle of this sun gun, and I said, "Dude, get me back to the bank. I don't like
You're uncomfortable.
It is it's an eerie feeling. It's a very eerie feeling, and it wasn't even like it was rough, but it probably wasn't like I saw some video footage of actually it might have been of you, Cody, from the time from last year, and it was bad when y'all were out there.
Yeah,
I've never been in anything like it,
dude. I don't know. I'd have freaking freaked out.
Really cold to the top, like 2 or 3 times. Like it was ridiculous. Not fun.
So you broke your trolling motor each day because of how rough it was, right?
Yeah. So I would get out there, and there was one little part that apparently wasn't waterproof, and from spearing waves going out, it got water in it. And I'd get out there and it wouldn't work, and it was nuts.
Those waves don't scare you at all?
I mean, they don't scare me. They just they slow you down so much. I mean, it's just.
So y'all.
I don't know. I figured out this last year. Apparently, it doesn't matter how big they are. You can go, because whenever I came, I was actually, when I first made it to my spot the first day, I was fishing and one broke and landed on my marshal's head and about washed him out.
What?
Well, Jaden Parrish, ask him how big the waves were.
Yeah. He was
my day one marshal.
Good God, dude. That is ridiculous.
And we had waves like breaking into the boat. I mean, it was.
How hard are they to run, though? Would you say they're harder to, like, because I've heard, they're so big that they're easier to run. And I've heard, that they're easier to run because they've got actual gaps in them and you can run them easier. What is the truth?
It just depends. Like, I mean, I think once you kind of get the feel for them, it's not too bad. But, like, there's a learning curve because, like, it's different every day.
Yeah.
And, like, the first day, I never been in water that big before. And, I've got a 21-foot boat. But these waves were so big, I would go over the top of the wave, and I would be, like, dropping down into the middle of it. And if you didn't, like, completely let off the gas at the top of the wave and ride the wave down, you'd stick your nose right in the bottom of every one of them, and they would just flood your boat.
Fill you up.
So, I mean, if you didn't, like, you'd have to get to the top, like, on top of the wave and just let off the gas and just ride it.
Surf it, literally.
Down.
You're a surfboard.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it is, like you said, it's pretty eerie. I ran into Drew Benton fishing one day out there, and his marshal's sitting over there with a jacket over his head. I was like, what is he doing? He's like, dude, he's sick. He's been puking all day. He's just seasick out here.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine.
Ugh, it's a crazy place.
So y'all are going out of Waddington though this time. So is the lake off limits or no?
No, I will not fish in that river. I'm out.
Yeah.
That's a good little jag.
It's a long ways, but this nitro is going.
It is going, he said.
It's
They got
going.
fuel.
It's
They
one of
got
the-
fuel down there in
Bay.
Clayton.
Yeah, we'll grab it along the way.
There's several spots.
It's one of those deals, I learned this year that you don't have to fish long to catch them out there, if you get on the right places.
It's one of my favorite fisheries. That place is just.
You didn't even go to Ontario.
I did. And we went there early so we could fish Ontario a couple days, but the open was off limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, the river's good. They're just totally different fish.
Yeah.
It ain't
They
even
look
the
so
same
different.
world. I mean,
No.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be
F a
choked up in the
drift,
river.
bro. F
That's what
drift.
I'm saying.
F a
I want to go
drift.
throw it a bomb.
They're both fun ways to catch them. They're brown ones. As long as they're big and brown, they're biting. I'm in.
I'm gonna go hang a minnow on that ass.
It'll be fine.
Oh man, that's
Well, man,
awesome.
we're gonna be rooting for you for the rest of the season. Appreciate you coming on, especially
Anytime.
kind of last minute. Said it's gonna be an hour earlier, so
We appreciate you,
It's
dog.
all good, man. Yep. Thanks, guys.
all right, man. Take care.
It's Cody Huff,
Cody.
the Rick Clunn. Is it protege?
If that's not the coolest thing ever.
Rick pays his first entry.
Like if Rick Clunn paid my first big entry fee, I'd
be
never
nervous.
quit. I'd never quit. I wouldn't be nervous. I'd never quit. I'd be like, Rick Clunn paid my entry fee.
How about Rick? Are you expecting money back out of this with interest? Or?
What's the deal here, Rick? No, but that's really cool, man. He's always just Cody. You just chill,
He's a good dude, man.
calm as cucumber.
I think he'll be around for a very long time.
He's a super cool dude, man.
Don't you think he'll be around the sport a while?
Oh yeah, he's not going anywhere. No, he's good, man. He's got it all going on.
Yeah,
He's fun to watch. Definitely always somebody that's in the mix.
no doubt.
Mix things only a matter of time. We're going back to back.
Yeah, we got another episode coming
We're going back to back. We're going to record another one
now.
with Colby Miller, who's been on a tear. If you haven't heard of him, you're not paying attention to bass fishing.
Yeah, he's killing it.
But
anyways, guys, this one's probably dropping. What day is it?
I'm probably going to try to upload this one
Pretty
tonight.
quick.
Yeah. I'm going to try to upload this one tonight, Tuesday night. As long as it's not super late. Just depend on the internet. Live in the boonies. The internet kind of sucks. But we're going to jump on, do another one.
Then release one next week with Colby or something.
I think I want to do 2 a week. I want to get into doing 2 a week.
That's not probably gonna happen. But
Here we go. We need at least need to do a live and another one. We'd like to hear in the comments from you guys what you guys want to hear from us live. Thinking about doing some other stuff on
we'll
lives.
go live with Colby right now. I don't care. I ain't scared.
Well, it's not about that. We didn't post it. We're going live. Let's just go ahead and
Till
sign
next
off
time,
on this
guys.
one.
Till next time with Mr. Colby Miller.
I know it's weird for us because we're going to be on here in 5 minutes.
That's right.